So the 4-3-2-1 has dominated the meta in the past couple of years, but on FC25 it's heavily nerfed. Or is it? Good day everyone, it's Dex here and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we're gonna be trying out the 4-3-2-1 formation. We're not gonna play 4-5-1 and turn it into a 4-3-2-1 in-game. We're actually gonna be playing 4-3-2-1 just to see how it plays. Is it still reliable and at top of the meta? Now one thing you definitely notice when you're setting up the 4-3-2-1 is that you need 2 cams instead of 2 center forwards compared to last year, which makes it a bit harder to get the right players for the position. So to put it to the test, I got 2 different players. One actually has cam as their playable position and one that doesn't. I kept comparing their positioning in the 20-something games I played, and Rafinha played his role just as good, if not slightly better than Foden, who has cam as a secondary position. So let's get to the tactics. The formation is going to be 4-3-2-1 obviously, where the play is going to be unbalanced. The defensive approach on aggressive and line height of 91. Apparently this one is gonna be like 71 depth in last year's FC24. Now I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna feel the pressing with a high line. It really suffocates the opponent in their own half, and the stamina drainage is not that noticeable. But that crazy midfield congestion we had on FC24 is just not there anymore. So I'm not sure yet if it's worth the risk of playing a crazy high line. So for those of you who want to try it, go for a line height of 91, but personally I recommend going for the safer option and playing a line height of 60. It's still high enough to get some pressure play going without the risk of getting through-balled all game long. Now for the player roles, we're gonna start with striker, and I'm on target forward, and balance is just the perfect option for me. But if your player has poacher, plus or plus plus version, poacher is a fantastic option on this formation. And I know a lot of people love advanced forward this year, and it's not for me, but if it works for you, definitely go for it. It's a very respectable option. For me, I'm gonna put it on target forward and balance. I just need my striker to stay in that central position all the time. Now for both your cams, you want to have shadow striker, okay? It's the only option that makes them make those darting runs, just like last year. If you're worried about a player not having shadow striker plus, or even not having cam as their position, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. Rafinha can't even play cam, and he makes the craziest runs like he's born to do it. In this role I played with Rafinha and Foden, Salah, Diaby, Chiesa. They all did a great job of making the runs I wanted. Next we want to grab the 2 more defensive center mids that we have, and we're gonna have them on box to box and balance. Just make sure the best passing player on your midfield is playing on the center. A lot of balls are gonna go through that one central player. Now for the most attacking midfielder, I'm playing Aitana on the playmaker role because she has the plus version. But ideally, if you want to make this identical to the 4-3-2-1 on FC24, you want to have the half winger as the role for this player. If we compare them in some clips, here you can see she still makes a fantastic run as a playmaker. She's still providing a slightly wide option, and she's definitely involved in attacks. Here on another clip, she's on a half winger role. She plays center mid, and as soon as we get the ball back, you can see the difference. She starts making a run as a right winger with extra width, providing a free and unmarked passing option. This would be the best possible role for this player because she provides us with some width with an otherwise pretty narrow formation. So after playing a lot of games with this formation, I would definitely recommend having this player on half winger and attack. And so far that's how the team is gonna look like when we are attacking, aka when we're with the ball. And if you end up going for the playmaker role, make sure to have the focus on roaming to give this player the freedom to play as a central cam, as a wide player. This is your most attacking midfielder. You wanna just have her be free. Next up is the more defensive fullback, and the role needs to be fullback with balanced focus. Going with defend focus forms a 3 at the back when we are attacking, which is a respectable option too, but I like having that wide passing option he provides on balance. So fullback and balance is what I keep him on. Now your 2 center backs, I don't care what role plus or role plus pluses they have, you want to have these 2 players on defender and defend. These are the last 2 players on your team you want to be out of position, so defender and defend, keep it simple. For our more attacking fullback, we have the role on wingback and balance. You could also go for attacking wingback if you feel really confident in defending, which is a bold option with amazing offensive rewards. Just make sure if you end up going with attacking wingback, don't have the focus on attack, they won't come back on defense, you want the focus on balance. So with all the roles, ideally this is how the team is gonna look like when we are attacking with the ball. Now let's get into some gameplay. Now the main problem with most of the attacking formations this year is that the attackers are not coming back and helping us in defense. Is it the same case with the 4-3-2-1? Well, actually no, because the two cams do not count as forwards. Like a 4-3-3 would have wingers and wingers would count as forwards, so they wouldn't come back and help us defend. But cams actually count as midfielders, so they do come back and help us when we are defending. Like with most of the formations, you have to sacrifice either you want the high numbers in attack or you want some high numbers in defense. With the 4-3-2-1, it's actually not that big of a sacrifice. So is the 4-3-2-1 as strong as the last year? Not quite, but almost. Hear me out. The problem with the 4-3-2-1 is that we don't have the perfect players to play it yet. Like if you have some coins and you can afford to get some really good players and your team is like on the expensive side like my team is, you're gonna find some success using this formation. Like it's familiar to play, it's easy to play. We've played with the 4-3-2-1 like for a couple of years, we're familiar with it, it just feels right. This game is kinda glitchy, it has some delayed attack, feels sometimes really slow, but with the 4-3-2-1 we're just used to it, you know, so attacking in this formation is easier than it is with like 95% of other formations. And that's exactly what you get with this formation. You're not lost, you're not confused where you want to pass the ball, you already have all the passing lines in your muscle memory, which is a big deal. It speeds up your thinking and your attacks. But when you're defending, you're not gonna defend in a 4-4-2, not quite like last year, and you're not gonna defend in a 4-3-3, that's a very good thing. You have your typical 4-back, you have your 3 midfielders, and in front of those outer midfielders, slightly wider, you have your 2 cams coming back and helping in defense, which would make this formation in defense a quite an elevated version of a 4-5-1. So if you haven't tried the 4-3-2-1 yet, or you're not quite certain about finding the perfect cams, just give it a go with your current team, let me know how it works. Trust me, it's not as bad as some people are making it out, it's actually a very reliable formation still. So is it still at top of the meta? Well, it's one of the best formations in the game, I would say, but 5-backs are always gonna be 5-backs, you know it. Anyway, that's it for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, it would help out my channel massively. This is the end of this episode, and hopefully I will see you on the next one.